Alright lads, welcome back to another Stogie Lads cigar review. And my oh my, do we have a special cigar today. The Davidoff Dominicana, the brand new release Davidoff, a limited series cigar. This is a Robusto. It's a gorgeous cigar. Hopefully you can see here, it's got that classic gold and white Davidoff motif, but it's not a Connecticut, it's not a bog standard Davidoff. This is very special in many ways, but what makes it most special is the fact that it has a Dominican wrapper, hence the name Dominicana. And that doesn't sound that special maybe to everyone, but what needs to be taken in mind is that Dominican wrappers are extremely difficult to grow, almost impossible to a lot of cigar growers. Hence the success and popularity of the cigar, the Opus X by Arturo Fuente, that almost everyone knows. Dominican wrapper was deemed pretty much impossible to grow, and that resulted in Arturo Fuente deciding to release the Opus X and saying, you know, screw it, we're going to do it anyway. People didn't believe they'd be successful. They still managed, and that's why the Opus X in many ways is so popular. Davidoff haven't really done too much with Dominican wrappers. They're famous for using the Ecuadorian Connecticut stuff. This certainly is not that. This uses a Dominican wrapper, and it is gorgeous. It is dark, almost towards Maduro. Technical difficulties. You saw the wind blew the screen down. I hope the audio isn't destroyed by the wind, but all is good. It is almost a Maduro, as I said. Dark chocolate. What's funny about this though, it's not a Dominican Puro, which the Opus X is and why it's so famous. This is actually Connecticut binder, or sorry, Ecuadorian binder, not a Connecticut, which is kind of a strange move in my opinion, because the difficult thing is to make the wrapper good in Dominican Republic. So the fact that they decided to get that far and still just didn't go across the finish line is interesting to me, but at the same time it is Davidoff. There's something about the binder, this Ecuadorian hybrid binder I believe it is, that they just thought was perfect for this blend, and Davidoff always strive for perfection in terms of their blends, so you know, they didn't want to sacrifice anything just to be able to call it a Dominican Puro, I guess. But these are brand new, released in the spring of 2021. It's now July 2021, so these are pretty much brand new. They just reached Sweden this summer. Very expensive, as all Davidoffs are. But they are kind of special occasion cigars, so we'll see how this delivers. This is meant to be very full-bodied. Again, I haven't read about the flavor notes, so we'll see what it's like, but I know that this is kind of heavier tobacco, and it's supposed to be quite full, especially for a Davidoff. So let's see how this beauty performs. Beautiful light. Just make sure I got it even. Full, spicy, rich smoke. That wrapper is extremely oily and beautiful. Lots of spice coming off that. Lots of earth and spice. This is no Davidoff that I've ever experienced. I've smoked quite a few Davidoffs, mostly the light ones. This is not a Davidoff that I'm used to smoking. Wow. This is a heavy punch in the face, full-bodied, earthy and spicy cigar. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna see how this progresses. I'll get back to you guys more in the first third. But this is, we're in for a ride here, guys. Alright, I'm about 15 minutes in. A piece of ash fell off, surprisingly. It's a little bit chalky in character, the ash. It's not like shaky or anything or bad. It's just a little bit chalky. But that's nothing. Yeah, the construction is absolute perfection, like always from Davidoff. But the smoke is, oh, it's incredible. There was a bit of spice in the beginning. It's subdued a little bit. There's a prominent leather. There's a prominent wood. On the retrohale, there's a dark fruit sweetness. On the palate, it's just like a base of darker sweetness, but on the retrohale, it's a little more like dark fruit, like fruit compote, you know, like a fig jam or something. Just splendid. It's incredible, and you guys have seen my reviews. I've smoked expensive cigars. If anyone's watching this for the first time, I don't give praise because of the label. I've smoked Cohiba Maduros that I've really disliked and, you know, publicly said so. So far, this is absolute perfection almost. It's incredible. The balance of the darker flavors, the darker oaky wood, the leather, the prominent leather, that's just such a clean cut flavor. And the creaminess of the smoke. It's dense, it's creamy, it's chewy, it's incredible. Yeah, this is just so complex. But it's the clean cut flavors, and I use this term a lot, but the flavors are so clear, so prominent and crisp that you don't need to search for them whatsoever. It's such a beautifully balanced blended cigar so far. The second band, the third band, I should say, even the third foot band, had 2014 on it, that golden band that I ripped off almost immediately. I'm not a huge fan of like tons of bands and all that stuff, but this band actually has meaning. That the 2014 means that all the fillers in this cigar are actually aged 7 years, so they're 2014 harvest. So they're aged cigars is what Davidoff is great at producing because they have such huge stock. So yeah, this is absolutely wonderful so far. I can go a minute, 2 minutes of talking like that, one puff, and it's just thick, heavy smoke. Perfection in terms of rolling, as always with Davidoff, but I'm kind of blown away by this. I'm going to start enjoying this, and I'll get back to you in the second, third. My God. All right, lads, second, third here. Just continuing along beautifully. The wood is gone. The spice is completely gone. It's mellowed out a little bit. It started out full-bodied, full strength. It's going back to medium full body and medium strength. The nicotine in the beginning was crazy high, actually. But it's died down a little bit. First little tiny correction there, a tiny bit of wrapper that didn't quite go along. But I've set this down for sometimes up to minutes, and it's still burning perfectly. This one's just commanding a lot of my attention. It's one of those cigars where I'm not doing anything else but just smoking it, looking out across the view, and just like taking in the incredible array of flavors here. So like I said, wood is gone, spice is gone. Leather has taken a back seat now. It's just there in the background. There's like a dark fudge, like a dense fudge brownie style, chocolatey, like dense, rich, heavy flavor, which is beautiful. And then on the finish, on the long coating finish, again, this is just flavor city. There's that brownie fudge-ish sweetness, but it's not very sweet. It's like the note of it, but it's not like a ton of sugar in it. It's just the chocolatey brownie fudge style flavor that transitions slowly into like a burnt sugar on the finish, like the coating of the creme brulee, that kind of burnt sugar, which is delicious. It's just transitioning so much. It's still so creamy. The ash is now holding on perfectly. It's just still so creamy, so dense, so rich, so flavorful. Yeah, this is just absolutely incredible. I'm not even sure how long I've been smoking this. Probably over half an hour. So this is probably going to be over an hour long, just because you don't need to puff on it a lot, and you shouldn't puff on it a lot, because one puff gives you so much flavor and so many notes that you can just take a puff, wait for a minute or two, take another. It's still burning beautifully, all that stuff. So this gives you a longer burn time, which makes it a little bit better for the value for money, if the flavor and quality wasn't already enough for you. But yeah, I'll give you guys my final thoughts when I get back to you guys in the end, but still just going to continue savoring this beautiful cigar. Whew. Wow. Coming up towards the end here, and still just spectacular. What a beautiful cigar. The sweetness has gone away, and what's left is like a very dark, bitter chocolate. Beautiful, like dark chocolate. The oakiness has come back a little bit, that woodiness, and a little bit of spice has returned. A sort of like rye bread-ish note has also come up, that kind of toasty rye bread, which you sometimes get in like Maduro cigars, that dark toasty bread. It's just delicious and adds to the complexity. What also adds to the complexity is the fact that it started out very heavy in terms of flavor and strength, like I said in the beginning, mellowed out, and now it's picked back up again. It's quite a strong, full-bodied cigar. This is your perfect post-dinner evening stick, just perfect in terms of that. It's got desserty notes, but it's not just a pure dessert stick. It's not like that sweet Maduro that you sometimes get with just chocolate and coffee. This has tons more complexity. To give this a score, I'll have to finish it off with a 96. And I do believe, I'm fairly sure that that's the highest rating I've ever given a cigar on this channel. But yeah, it's just a fantastic, fantastic cigar. And that's not even like factoring in construction, which this is perfect. Classic Davidoff though. But I'm just becoming more and more and more and more of a Davidoff fan each cigar I have by them. And why I give this such a high rating, just to give a little bit of notes on that, is it's the complexity, the transitioning, right? So many flavors transitioning in and out, and the amount of flavors, like I just said. So there's a lot of flavors. But then finally, what just makes it just so perfect is the harmony of them, how balanced they are, and the clean cutness. I don't even know how to say it. The protrusion, the way the flavors present themselves with extreme clarity. There's no searching, they're not shrouded. Some cigars you have, especially like younger Cubans, there's heavy Cuban tobacco flavor, and then notes underneath that you kind of have to search for. And they're delicious when you find them, but they're just like a little bit hidden away. Here, there's no doubt, there's no searching, there's no guessing, there's no, ooh, I think, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that. There's, it hits you immediately, and you just savor it without, a second thought. It's delicious, and it's just beautiful blending. And this is like cigars when they're a work of art. There's a lot of thought, time, and effort that's gone into these cigars, and you can just tell with every single puff you smoke. 96 points for me, and just a testament to the Dominican Republic being a fantastic cigar producing nation, and just another testament to the fact that you can make Dominican cigars with Dominican wrappers if you just want to. If you want to put in the time, the effort, and the resources. Opus X have been doing it for years. Davidoff just smashed it out of the park with this one. Brilliant cigar, and as always, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed this cigar, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.